Okay, so everybody keeps wanting to see the inside of the container. I was not wanting to do that because we're not 100% finished, but despite popular demand, I'm gonna do it anyway. What we're gonna do is we can kind of start, if you wanna spin around this way, you're still gonna see materials everywhere because we're not 100% done, but we wanna show you. This is that sliding glass door we built into the end. So when the doors open up, this is what you're gonna find. Now this is an impact rated window. However, just to be safe, because this is our biggest entry point, and we wanted to design these to be super strong, we can actually fully close and lock those exterior doors. So even though this is impact rated, if there's a bad storm coming, I can lock this thing down and still have plenty of natural light going through the rest of it. So now if we spin back around this way, beautiful dance we just pulled off there, you can see we tried to keep this in like a linear function because these things are very skinny. I wanted to be able to design it in a manner where I don't feel like I'm trapped in here. Where you can see a lot of other designs, they kind of just, you know, built it so the kitchen was a little mini U or you have a little wall there. We tried to keep everything along one linear design. So it gave us a lot of cabinet space. You know, we've got plenty of countertop space, and you can kind of see we don't have a stove in here. We also don't have a dishwasher. So we did that on purpose. We could have easily fitted into our electrical system, but we didn't want to do that. We wanted to make this minimalist, functional. I thought about what do I use inside my home on a daily basis. And we built cabinets big enough, these big double door cabinets, that we can take a double burner hot plate, stainless steel hot plate, which they sell on Amazon, and we can set that up on our counter. And these are independent 20 amp small appliance circuits. So each one of these we can plug a small appliance into and run them all at the same time without having to, you know, worry about tripping a breaker. So we wanted to make it so everything can be put away, streamlined, really basic on what we need in here. Underneath our kitchen sink, we actually built in a water heater, 4-gallon water heater. So that's gonna be all of our hot water for our entire container. You know, this thing isn't designed for people that wanna take 45-minute hot showers. We can have that, but that's not what we had in mind for this build. But we've got a nice full size, oh, well, see, I haven't even opened it because it's brand new, so it still has all the tape on it, so I'll have to pull the tape out, but it was not an inexpensive unit. You can get a much cheaper refrigerator, but we built this minimalistic but luxury. Was the idea we had in mind. Right here, I haven't even put the hardware on the door, but this is going to be our pocket door. So again, trying to figure out space-saving ways of designing this to where it actually feels like we have a full bedroom separate from the rest of the space is this doorway. And we built it louvered for a reason. So that airflow transfer comes through here, not only here, but our vent up above the doorway, which is gonna allow for airflow transfer. So if I shut this, you know, I'm still getting a little bit of air conditioning out into that way. But again, for our design, we put only one mini split system all the way down in the bedroom that's controlled by our thermostat right here. This thermostat is also what's picking up what temperature the room is. So, which I guess is a thermostat. So our thermostat controls our air temperature in that specific room. So at night, because we built this with low energy conservation in mind, I can take my thermostat, go into my bedroom, set it onto my nightstand, go to bed, and this is the environment now at whatever temperature. That end will get warmer, it doesn't matter. It's completely cooled by this unit in our bedroom, and that's why we designed it this way. This essentially is our entire bedroom. We built it to have as much natural light. We have no lights on. We didn't. Now we have no lights on. This is no lights on in the entire container. And you can see how much light we're picking up here. And we're actually against another RV that we have parked over there. So, and we're facing east-west, so the sun is directly above us down here in Florida. So I'm not even getting light coming through these windows, but you can see how light it is in here. But we went with symmetrical windows that are almost floor to ceiling, huge windows, impact rated, trimmed out. We went with just a minimalistic, you know, 1x4 baseboard, 1x3 on our window casings. And then that brings you back into this center area or vestibule that is our complete standard size shower, a 60-inch full shower. Now we're gonna have a glass door on here that you can slide, so this thing will all look, you know, super nice, full size. You're not gonna feel like you're in a tiny home when you're inside the shower. I mean, I have plenty of room. I've got shelves. I can, you know, move around and get a good shower and feel good in this environment. And to try and minimize, you know, make this feel as open as possible, we then kept this open to a full 60-inch vanity, tons of drawer space for your toothbrush, toilet paper, extra towels, all that kind of stuff. And we have a nice vessel sink, but it's like a porcelain rectangular one that we'll be installing. We'll actually show you that in our next video, exactly how we drill through this, how we install all of that. So we're gonna have that mounted here. It's gonna look really nice, super clean, simple, streamlined, and contemporary. Now on ours, we use this space for just a complete closet. It's a big 60-inch closet space. If you desired for your build, we could make this into an easy washing machine area. But you're gonna have to watch which washing machine you order. So we're gonna go with like a low volume stackable washer and dryer for this area, or one of those the dual purpose units that are combined. Then to make this feel symmetrical again, and that was kind of like our big concept, was symmetry and keeping things minimalistic, open, light, bright. So again, we have no lights on in here right now. This, we mirrored it. So, you know, if you're getting dressed, you can kind of see both your front and your back, which is quite nice. But it also, when everything's closed, it feels so big because I'm mirroring off all the light. But this is our little secret hatch here that gets us into our toilet room. We got our toilet that we're gonna mount in this area. So it's gonna be, we got a 10-inch RO toilet, which you can see is a little bit different than your standard toilets. So it's gonna be able to tuck us back a little bit, so we have plenty of room to be able to get in here, utilize the toilet, and not feel like we're in a super cramped, confined area. We also put an opaque impact window in this area up higher, so we're getting natural light in again, but nobody can see in. We have a 3-way switch here that turns on our lighting. We designed it so that when I go into the bedroom, if I have these lights on, I'm getting ready for bed, this door is shut, I actually have a connecting 3-way switch over in the bedroom. I can turn off all the lights in this area when I go to sleep. So we thought about absolutely everything we could think about how we design homes, that we can take a lot of that designing and put it into the most efficient design, streamline that we could think of for a container home. So some people are gonna think about furniture. We're gonna do a full walkthrough once we have everything in here, and it's gonna blow your mind. We can see it in our heads, but it might be a little difficult for you to envision. But we're gonna put like a futon mounted in this place, which will allow you to have guests. But this thing's really designed for like a couple, you know, to be able to live in this comfortably. Have a house guest every once in a while, but anything more than 2 people, it's probably not gonna be ideal for you. And then we're gonna have a TV mounted up on the wall here with a desk below that's going to serve as both a desk for work, so you could crank it up to a standing desk, utilize your TV screen as a monitor, or you can be able to drop it down, roll it over, and use it as a coffee table for your futon. So we tried to think of absolutely everything we could think of. Eventually we'll have a deck out around this thing when it gets to its final location. But you can kind of get a good idea of where we're at and where we're going with it. So stay tuned. We really hope that you appreciate what we're doing here. And if you do, make sure to subscribe to that channel. We have a lot more of these builds coming up, and we've been working with some architects and engineers. That's been another big question, is how we can get these things permitted. And we already do have solutions to that. And we're gonna be putting up different plans on our website with different floor plans, and you'll be able to actually purchase the engineered, stamped, approved drawings right there on our website. We're probably about a month away from that happening. So that's gonna be a really cool option. If there's anything that we missed, if there's anything you have questions, just make sure to hit those comments. I'm gonna try and get back to you. Other than that, you can see the link below for our Patreon account. If that's something that you want to do is help support us, we're going to be giving some special perks to the people in that program where you can ask direct questions. We're gonna be doing Q&As, and you'll have full access to some of our floor plans that we're just kind of drawing up. So if there's anything else, let us know. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next one.